Hey everyone, and welcome to Variant Roles for another level of Dungeon of the Mad Mage, our community streaming anthology type series. I am your host and Dungeon Master, Dan Gaston, at MadSideDM on the Twitters. And I've got a real special group here with me as we start level 4 of Undermountain, the Twisted Caverns. And I'm going to let them all go around and introduce themselves. I'm going to start in my lower left with Emma. Emma, how are you doing today?
Fantastic. Dan, how are you?
I am fantastic as well.
So I'm Emma. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. And today I will be playing Lurha, the Loxodon Druid of the Moon. So I'm excited to see how to play a druid today.
I am super stoked for a bipedal elephant to be clambering around in a dungeon. I think
Big girl.
is fantastic. Yeah. Well, this is a pretty good level for it. It's nice big caverns.
Oh, good.
Excellent. I'm going to jump kitty corner style up to my upper right. We have a new player on Variant Roles. Allie, how are you doing? Allison.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Allison. I am gonna be playing Theodora, the human battle master. I think I ended up being. I still haven't decided on an accent, so it's gonna be interesting. Might change during gameplay.
That's okay. I mean, we call that in the biz pulling a Kevin Costner, and I mean, he's like rich and famous, so you know.
That's right.
If he can change his accents partway through movies and none of them be remotely accurate, we're all good. All right, now that they throw more shade on Hollywood, we'll go down to my lower right with Matthew. How are you doing today?
I am doing well. I'm Matthew Foreman, and I am playing Welch Wavebreaker. He is a turtle monk and one little level of barbarian, and he's a drunken master. And I'm looking forward to all of this. My pronouns for both me and Welch are he, him.
Excellent, excellent. Yes, I forgot that on my way through as well. I use he, him pronouns. And yeah. So let's go to the upper left. Last but not least, we have Sam.
Hi, hello, I'm Sam, Samtastic on Twitch and Twitter, if you're into people yelling at video games. Today I will be playing Bliss, the Archfey Warlock Tiefling. You'll just have to see what pack she took. Yeah, it's going to be a blast.
Excellent, excellent. I am excited. So let's just dive in. So you have all been adventuring in Undermountain and Skullport. Level 4 of Undermountain has recently been unlocked, and you have made your way here from the level above. So you find yourself entering a system of dripping, dank caverns. This level of Undermountain is not shaped by humanoid hands. Some of the previous levels had a lot of dwarven ruins, for instance. This feels very much like the Underdark for anyone who has experience in those environs. In the distance, you can hear the soft babbling of a river echoing somewhere from the network of caves and tunnels that you find yourself in. You're in a cavern that is full of all manner of fungi. The full variety of fungi that you find in the Underdark, including tall tree-like zirkwood fungal stalks that can be used for all manner of goodness, food, and materials. And immediately, sort of echoing from one of the caverns nearby, you hear two voices singing. You just hear them singing back and forth to themselves that is a good question. They are singing in a language that I don't know if anyone understands. Does anyone speak Giant?
Not me.
No? So yeah, they're just singing in this like sing-songy voice, and you're not sure what language it is, but it is two distinct voices sort of harmonizing with one another.
Shall we go check it out, guys?
Well, we could, but I'm not too certain
Let's
if
do it.
it's safe.
Theo's already on her way.
Oh, I'll follow Theodora.
I'm gonna
There's
follow
someone,
along too
like-
when you hear her start under like kind of very like deeply in her chest. You hear her trying to like harmonize with what they're singing.
This is this like rumbling like bass
Yep.
as the 8-foot tall humanoid elephant. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. I like it.
I suppose I'll follow along as well. With my, I don't know if anyone else has superior dark vision, but do I see anything in particular with it?
So you can see the extent of the cavern. So you see this particular cavern that you've entered into, as far as you can see, has lots of fungal growing in like a rich grove. You do see some like fluttering shadows occasionally up at the roof of the cavern. You see like a mix of bats, and Underdark denizens that to lesser adventurers would be dangerous, but are giving you a wide berth. They recognize people that probably not the best choice to make a meal out of. The sound appears to be coming from a nearby cavern, and you can see like an exit from this to your east that probably leads in that direction.
Sherry, Miss Bliss, I don't see in the dark with my one good eye. Could you tell me what you see? Because I don't see nothing,
And
Sherry.
I throw out some dancing lights, like one over each of our heads.
Theodora, thank you.
Anytime.
It's a pretty haunting looking cavern, if I say so. I'm a little scared, me.
I feel like you guys probably know that like Theodora can be stealthy, but she needs to be told that now is the time to be stealthy.
It's just a couple giants. I'm sure they don't mean us no harm.
They could be something else, of course.
Well, that's true. I don't even know that they're giants. As my metagaming, I apologize,
I
Sherry.
don't know what they are. I'm going to reach up. I'll reach up and give Effie, my hawk, a little scritch on the neck because she's not happy.
Which one of us is the better scout?
I have a bat.
Well, I suppose I can see the farthest, but I'm not particularly stealthy, so.
I mean, I'm okay.
Why don't you go for it, Theodore? We all believe in you.
You know, I could also just send in Bean. I don't know. What do you guys think?
1 second.
Do what you think is best.
I'll join you. How about that? We'll do it together. We're always safer as friends.
Excellent. All right, so who's going forward to investigate?
Oh, I believe it's Theodora and me.
Okay. All right. So you can go ahead. If you are trying to be stealthy, you guys can go ahead and give me some dexterity stealth checks.
Oh, I'm trying to be stealthy, me, but I got this big old shell on my back, Sherry.
Do I need to mention that I've turned off the dancing lights?
Not necessarily for your stealth, although that's definitely...
I feel like that would help.
Yep. Definitely.
Whenever she turns off the dancing lights, I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna feel around now. I can't, I don't see too good out my one good eye now.
Fine, Theo's human. She
Does
can't
Welch,
see 10 feet in front of her.
Welch have a staff of some sort, perhaps?
I got my walking stick. I'll never leave home without it.
I'm going to go over to him and cast light on it, and the color will be something similar to whatever the fungi around us is.
Okay.
So it kind of blends in, but also provides light.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'll just put my little turtle claw over it, so it's not too bright now, and I'm gonna sneak ahead.
Okay. And so it was a 12, Matthew, for Welch.
A 5, me.
Oh, on your stealth check, a 5. Okay, I
Yeah.
heard a 12. Excellent. And Theodora?
13.
13. Okay. So you're moving through the fungal. The turtle is like occasionally tripping over like fungal roots, and the staff is clattering rocks as he is moving forward. And why don't you both also give me a perception check? Sort of, this will more tell us how close you have to get before you see what you're gonna see.
Oh, well, now my one good eye I got left is a good eye now. So watch me do it.
Can you do a perception check for me?
Oh,
Yes, absolutely.
Do you both need to do, or can my...
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can do it from your familiar, or from your companion.
Yeah. My companion has keen hearing, so...
Okay. Yep. So you can go ahead and make that with advantage. Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
I got a 12.
Okay.
I got an 11.
Okay. All right. So the companion can.
Yes.
So the companion can hear the two voices getting like louder and louder as they're going in through the cavern and sort of navigating, and can tell from the footsteps that it is something big. And then like a few moments later, Welch, you get a sight through sort of the stalks, and there's like some other light sources in the cavern. There's like glowing fungi on the roof. You've got little like motes of blue like spores occasionally that drift down through the caverns, providing a bit of illumination. So your staff light sort of blends in, but it's a bit brighter. You see a large individual wrapped in sort of like a loincloth, basically. Big tree trunk legs, and as you gaze up, two heads, and the giant figure is sort of moving through the fungus and like breaking off bits of fungus. Has a large basket sort of strapped to their hip that they're putting the fungus in, and sort of just singing as they are walking around gathering fungus. And one head sort of turns to the other occasionally, and they sort of stop singing and says something, and the other one tips its head back and laughs, and then says something back, and they seem to be having a great old time.
It's just two giants sharing a body, having a nice time picking fungus. I don't see any reason to escalate, Thee.
No, but we could say hello.
Yeah, I think that would be the polite thing to do.
Yeah, maybe that's the way to trash it.
There we go.
Hi!
You sort of yell, and the figure sort of drops its basket and goes, "Whoa!" and like turns around and is like, "Who goes there?"
Hi!
Hello, little one.
Hi!
Do you sort of move out so that you could be seen?
Yeah. Like standing in plain view.
Oh, hello there. Are
Hi
you
there.
are you an adventurer?
Yeah.
Oh, Jabber, look, an adventurer. And the other head turns around and goes, Jibber, of course. Ah,
Are you named Jibber Jabber?
I'm Jibber. I'm Jabber.
Oh, okay. No, that makes sense.
Yes, what brings you here?
Well, don't look at me. I'm just a sailor. I forgot why I even came here.
Adventure.
Oh,
We came
yeah.
for adventure.
Yeah, we came for adventure, me.
Oh, you have a
Potentially
shell.
treasure, but mostly adventure.
Mostly adventure.
What manner of creature are you?
I'm a
Well, I'm a
giant.
human.
Yeah, and I'm a giant turtle.
And this is
Interesting.
Bean. He's a bat. And my
well.
familiar kind of hangs off the side of my cauldron.
That's a bat. We got 2 more with us, if you don't mind, if they come up on in.
Please, please, I have plenty.
Miss Bliss.
Hate it when he calls me
Lorsha.
that. Hate it when he calls me that. I just shrug at Jorah and shall we?
I'm gonna wiggle my ears and start walking.
Oh no!
Here we go.
Oh, delicious, delicious. Yeah. So you both come out and sort of find yourself in this cavern, and you can see this giant with 2 heads. Now, who among you has a background that might be familiar with the Underdark?
Not it.
Nope. Not unless the Underdark is the ocean.
Not unless the far traveler has Underdark.
Possibly. Is anyone proficient in nature?
Druid.
Even the druid has no proficiency in nature.
But you are very wise. Oh
I love
no.
I'm real wise, but that's not.
We're in a natural cavern and no one's proficient in nature.
Excellent. Okay. So
Perfect.
so no one is familiar with this particular type of giant with 2 heads. But nevertheless, so Jibber and Jabber welcomes you in and says, "Oh, please, we have a fire. Would you like to? Perhaps some fungal soup."
Yeah.
Wow. I think
like
that's Oh, go ahead.
Or perhaps even some
I
tea.
can maybe also share some of mine. And she takes off her backpack and starts rummaging around and bear trap falls out.
Oh, you all are just so full of gear and surprises. Please, food is plentiful. Yes, and some tea.
Does it seem genuine? Or
You can go ahead and give me an insight check.
Bliss is just our. She's
Are we
the.
gonna get eaten?
She's the adult.
She's the
The
brains of this
dedicated
operation.
devil's advocate.
14?
Seems genuinely sort of jovial and happy.
I think some fungal soup would sound real nice. I'm just at your feet. Thanks for inviting us in.
Excellent. Please, this way. And sort of turns and moves towards the back of the cavern, and then you can eventually see a flickering fire that's probably made from zirkwood in a ready-made hearth. It's not like an encampment. It looks like they actually live here. You see this big pallet bed laid out, and eases itself down onto a cut stump and sort of fumbles around and delicately pours some cups of tea and ladles some stuff into bowls and pushes it out towards you, while one out of one hand is eating soup and the other from the other hand is sipping its tea.
I think Theo at some point managed to dig out a little bag of raisins to share. It's maybe 100 grams or something, and she's gently offering some of it to the giant. It's probably a mouthful in total for it.
Yeah. And actually it gratefully sort of accepts them in its big hand. Sort of, you pull it out. "Ah, delightful," says Jabber, and takes it and sprinkles some of it into their soup and then spreads it out in all of the other bowls. "Ah, a little extra flavoring."
I have not tried raisins and mushroom soup before. This will be interesting.
Yeah, what does this taste like?
Earthy.
Cool.
I have my antitoxin ready, but I only have enough for one. So.
I think I have a bottle of antitoxin somewhere in my bag as well.
You all worry too much. It's just going to be some good soup.
Yeah, I'm just eating it.
Yeah, me too.
Also, while I'm at it, does this count as a minute spent observing or interacting with them?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Then I would like to know their current hit point and total class level, if any.
Okay. No class level, and they got 85 hit points.
Yeah.
Jibba and Jabba, we are here because we are seeking the great riches that we have heard are within this mountain, and we find our way all the way down here.
To be clear, we're not trying to start anything with you. That would be ungrateful. We're just
No, of course not.
Adventurers. Like, there are some bad adventurers. We just wanted to make. Yeah. Continue. Sorry.
We are not thieves. The gold that we are after belongs truly to no one. So we are just coming here through this here, this cavern, trying to make our way. So any advice you could give us would be most obliged, Jibba Jabba. Jibba and Jabba.
Well, I mostly stay here. There's lots of food. And, plenty here. It's kept me happy. And looks over and Jabber's like, yeah, but the only thing we could use is some treasure. That's a shame. I like to look at shiny things. Yes, of course, Jabber. That would be ideal. But nevertheless, it's lots of food, which has kept us happy and full. The water has started to taste funny from the river, and the fishy folk and the stinky lizard people, they've started to act kind of unusual, moving around a lot. Yeah, they they used to not be anywhere near us, but they're moving around and. I don't know. I think maybe they've had some troubles from someone else from the Underdark.
Who are these people? What do they do? What are their customs?
Are
they friendly?
Oh, no. The fishy folk they don't like outsiders. They're prone to violence. And they like to make their gods. Yeah, and the stinky lizards, they're stinky lizards. They smell real bad. Now, Jabber, we shouldn't judge them.
Theodora, this is not a classroom. There's no reason for you to raise your hand.
I was just wondering, when you say make their gods,
yes.
What does that mean?
Oh, their priests gather bits and bobs and make statues and worship them. Yeah, who knows if I don't think it does anything, but no, Jabber, again, we shouldn't judge them for their customs.
Oh, when you say they are fishmen, what do you mean by that? I have traveled all the seas of this world, and I may have ran into them.
They walk on 2 legs and have heads like large fish.
Oh, now, there's more of them than you think. That could be any number of fish people.
Is it like freshwater or seawater fish?
I don't know what those words mean, but I think that's a good question.
Well, the river and lake here.
You're assuming Theodora does.
was fresh, drinkable water until recently. Now it tastes kind of funny, but I drink it anyway.
What type of funny?
Gross funny?
What type of gross?
And he gestures over at a barrel that's basically been carved out from like a fungal barrel. And he says, I have some in there. I used to make tea and soup.
Can I would like to get up and go and like examine it.
Yeah.
I would like to assist her. Can I use my knowledge of brewing to inspect the water?
Absolutely.
I would like to give her advantage on whatever check she is on making.
Perfect.
I say, Madam, is it Laura or Lorja?
Lorha.
Lorha, Madam
You can call me
Lorha.
L.
Oh, Madam L? Well, that don't sound right. Madam Lorha.
You can call me Madam L.
All right, Madam L.
Call me whatever fits.
Whatever you say, Madam. I would like to help you inspect that water there.
Well, sure. What do you want me to roll for this? Am I investigating?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Is that what I'm doing? How do I play this game?
That's a good question.
Where am I?
So
Roll for water.
Yeah, so go ahead and this would normally I think be a nature check. But so you can just do an intelligence check. You have advantage. If you're just sort of like, smelling it and
Oh, my trunk has an advantage on smell things. So,
Well,
but I
there
already
you
have
go.
advantage. So. Okay. Ugh. 17.
17?
Yes. Oh wait, I have to
Excellent.
roll twice.
Oh, you might.
Oh, natural 20!
I so want to get one of those sound effects programmed in.
Yes,
That's right.
All right. So yeah, you're like rooting around in there with your trunk and like sampling the water. It definitely it's diluted, but it smells foul. And you don't think it's like totally unsafe. Especially if it's like boiled, right? Kind of thing. Like maybe you'd want to have boiled water advisory. But you do notice around the rim, sort of where the water has been sitting like for a while, like prolonged contact with the fungal wood.
Mm-hmm.
There is like a little bit of accumulation of like almost slimy substance.
Ugh.
Oh, that's not good. The body can't digest slime. No, that won't do.
Well, some bodies can.
Oh, that's true. I didn't mean to be inconsiderate.
I'm gonna relay that to the group. Does the slime look identifiable?
Maybe. Like if you took a sample of it, it might take. Let me see. What would you use to identify this specifically? Is anyone proficient in Arcana? Yes.
I don't know why I raised my hand instead of speaking. Yes.
Yeah.
It's infectious.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's probably more like an arcane knowledge, like, a little bit of alchemy kind of thing to maybe try and figure out what that is.
And I like poison, so. So I'll give it a look, I
Okay.
suppose.
I'm poking it with a stick.
22.
22. Okay. Yeah, you know of a very rare ingredient that is used in some really potent poisons and toxins that require aboleth slime.
Oh, no.
And you know
Do
that,
I know what that is?
Yeah, so aboleths are these like horrendous aberrations, extremely intelligent, They used to rule vast interplanar empires. They dominate creatures under their control. They're very smart, very paranoid. And when they set up shop, they tend to affect the environment around them due to their prolonged presence. And this like slimy substance is one of them. It fouls the water and kills creatures that live in it.
Gross.
I'm going to have this realization and stare at it for a little bit and go, well, I don't care for that bit at all. And then I'll relay that to the group. And then to the giant creature, innocuous, don't drink the water without boiling it.
I'll try, although there's no other source of water.
Just boil it or it will actually kill you.
Thank you. Yes?
Can you let the water
Theodora?
cool?
Sorry, what was that?
Liz, can you let the water cool? Or does it do you have to drink boiling water? Liz.
I don't know if Miss Bliss heard you. Miss Bliss, Theodora had a question now.
You can, in fact, let the water cool once you have boiled it.
Okay.
Ooh. I suppose that makes sense. Oh, Theodora got another question now. Go ahead, Theodora.
Is this for me? I don't know. Am I calling on people now? Is this last time? You keep doing this. You've been doing this for 3 levels. I don't know why.
Yeah. Is the water in my water skin safe to drink? I haven't boiled that.
Did you get it here?
Oh.
If the water's
I mean,
not from here, then you're probably
I
fine.
got it in the Undermountain.
But like here, right now, did you just go fill it up? Then you're fine.
Okay, thank you.
Did I put cigarettes in here? Nope, no cigarettes in here.
I've traveled many of the waters of this world. I've heard of this aboleth before. Not too sure what it is, but it sounds real scary now. So we better be cautious.
I've never heard of this creature. I don't know.
Oh.
Perhaps if you need smarter information, there's my good friend the alchemist who lives nearby.
Oh
yeah. He real smart. He makes the potiony thingies.
Where?
Just a couple caverns over.
Can you take us there?
Of course. Yes, Theodora?
How do aboleths feel about silver?
Perhaps this is
maybe Bliss
for
knows?
you, Bliss?
Liz?
Do I know?
do you know? Make another Arcana check to see how much you know about aboleths specifically.
16 plus 4, 20.
20. All right. Let me just double check here. I believe that they don't give a rat's behind about silver, but
Okay.
I don't think they do.
For better or worse, are they resistant to normal attacks, or is it just that they're not vulnerable to silver?
So what you know about aboleths is they like to live in water, obviously, although they have no trouble with the land.
Great.
but they're better in water. Yeah, they've got some stuff around like dominating other creatures. They have some psychic type abilities, but they don't have, as far as you know, you've never heard anything that they're particularly resistant or vulnerable to like weapons or magic. They are creatures of flesh and blood.
Oh. Then I know not to use my silver sword.
Good. If they're creatures of flesh and blood, that means we can just take our weapons and be like, get out of here now. Get going. And that should solve the problem.
That is, in fact, one method of doing that.
I agree with Mr. Turtle.
Well, Miss Bliss, ma'am, do you have another method in mind?
Well, you know how I like to roll, Welch.
Well, I think I do. I think I know what you're saying. You're gonna use your charms, and you're gonna tell the aboleth to be nice now, and it's gonna play nice, because you're gonna be a sweet talker now.
Yes, well, that is exactly what I am going to do.
We don't have to fight after all, y'all. Miss Bliss.
You were right.
Yep,
I'm just going to talk our way through the entire cavern. I am so charming.
I can help.
Oh, we got two of them now.
I can be quite charming when I want to.
We know that. Well, you were already so charming.
Thank you.
I think it
So
is
charming.
of
So
utmost
charming.
importance that we attempt to not disturb all of the living things in here as we can. If we can avoid killing them, that would be ideal.
Aboleths are obscenely evil, and we don't really want them taking over the entire Undermountain because that would undermine our mission. That said, I don't want to fight one. But
I do.
Might.
And Gibber speaks up and says, this creature must have only appeared recently, perhaps in just the last few weeks.
Oh.
Or it's an infant, which might be worse. I'm not sure. Would I be sure?
You think that aboleths probably don't reproduce on the material plane?
Oh.
It's valid. That would be difficult. Not a lot of space.
So let's go see this alchemist and pick their brain and see what they think. How about
Perhaps
that?
their pockets. Yes.
Oh, well, I don't like to steal, Miss Bliss, but I suppose you do your thing.
Jibber Jabber pushes themselves up to their feet, sort of like, does the like press on the knees and like heaves himself up with a big sort of groan and says, follow me this way if you want to go to the alchemist.
Shouldn't we help clean up first?
Just throw the bowls in the fire.
Okay.
That's
How I
not
clean up in real life.
particularly-
Exactly how I actually just keep a window open and pitch my plates out of it.
I need time to spend on my days. I carve more. They're just made out of like the fungal wood, so there's lots of raw material around.
And it keeps the fire going.
Exactly, waste not, want not.
Friend, do you
Yes?
know if there are any particular fungi around here that you don't eat because they make you feel sick or bad?
Not in these caverns here. Maybe the alchemist knows.
All right.
All right, this way. The giant sort of lumbers along.
Adventure.
I'm gonna do a standing leaps. I'm gonna leap, wait for the giant to get a little further, and I'm gonna leap again. And I'm just gonna do that all the way.
So the turtle is just
Hopping.
Oh, this is hilarious.
I'm gonna start sort of that deep low hum again, but I'm gonna use What's your turtle's name?
My turtle's name is Welch.
Welch. I'm gonna try to use Welch as like the drum beat, him landing.
Excellent. Why don't you go ahead, Lorha, and make me a performance check?
Oh, okay. Oh, buddy. Oh, don't fail me now. I'm gonna use a sparkly die. Let's see.
Also, I think I'm gonna like pull out the dancing lights again just so that we can see where we're going.
Sure. Yeah.
19.
Excellent.
Yay!
So you're like doing that like that's like punctuated by the turtle's like clatter whenever he lands. And Jibber Jabber starts singing in rhythm, but like the two voices.
This is lovely.
Yeah.
I'll stay to the back and take a swig out of my wineskin. There's no water in that, baby.
This has turned into one of the travel scenes in Lord of the Rings that when you're a kid you skip over. There's like 3 pages of a song.
That's right.
While they're walking.
That's right.
Yeah. But yes, Jibber and Jabber seems quite pleased and is resonating along with a little jaunty little tune as he leads you into a nearby cavern that is sort of just like carved off of one of these like fungal forest caverns. There is a large stone block of rough-hewn stone in the middle of the room that seems to be covered, like used as a table. It's covered with all kinds of alchemist supplies. There's, mortar and pestles. There's, like things boiling and bubbling and smoke wafting off. And there is a human man in, basically just kind of ratty robes and leathers and sort of mismatched clothing that's like futzing around with various things, and there's niches carved in the walls that have stoppered gourds in them. And so sort of hearing the song, the man sort of whirls around and says, Jibber Jabber, yes, oh, new friends, excellent adventurers.
Hey there!
Hi, I am the alchemist.
I'm Theo.
Hi, Theo.
I'm the
Nice
fighter.
to meet you. The alchemist. Yes.
That's the druid. That's the monk. And way over there in the back, that's the warlock.
Oh, excellent. A well-rounded crew.
I'm gonna reach my trunk out and like smell all over you.
Is it like getting right up and sort of like
Oh yeah,
snuffing
it's sort of
along?
like it's like all over your face.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage?
Ooh, okay.
Did you just inhale noxious fumes?
Yep.
Hope not.
Lorha is high now.
Well.
Dream pastries.
Oh, buddy. Okay. We have a 18.
An 18. Okay, so you can smell sort of what a not terribly clean body. You can smell sort of alchemical fumes and things like that. Smoke, the smell of mushrooms, but there is a strange, bizarre smell underneath it that you can't quite pinpoint, but it doesn't smell right. Like it doesn't smell like what anything you would expect to smell in this circumstance. It just smells off, like a little bit of a rotten smell.
I don't like that. Okay, I'm just gonna sit with that for a minute.
I'm gonna say, well, your name is the alchemist, or did your parents have foresight, or did you name that yourself?
It's just the alchemist. I've been here a long time. Hallister abducted me and stuck me down here, and to be honest, I really don't remember a lot from my life before, and I could make these potions, and people just started calling me the alchemist, and I was just like, I guess I'm the alchemist now.
Oh, Theo, my friend here, Theodora, and I push Theodora a little forward. She has a question, but she prefers if you call on her first. Yeah.
He answered the question.
Oh, well, I apologize.
I was just wondering if he forgot his name, but it kind of sounds like he forgot his name, so I'm just going to think he forgot his name.
Well, that's awfully polite.
I cannot remember, sadly.
Can I roll insight on this dude?
Same.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I'm going to join the gang, but before that, I would like to do Know Your Enemy on him.
Okay.
So, just once more, can I get current hit points, total class level?
Okay.
If any.
Yep. Does not have and I should see, is there any sort of save, or it's just like you spend a minute with them and
starting at 7th level, you spend at least 1 minute observing or interacting with another creature outside of combat. You can learn certain information about its capabilities compared to your own. The DM tells you if the creature is your you just have to tell me if it's higher or lower.
Okay.
That's me misremembering my ability.
No problem at all. I'm gonna say higher.
Higher in both?
What is your current hit points?
86.
Yes. Higher.
Okay.
All right.
I'm also gonna roll inside of him just for good measure.
Sounds good. I mean, you're paying a lot of close attention to him, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So Bliss, what's the result of your insight check?
Natural 20.
A natural 20. And what's the total on that?
Oh, with insight?
Your bonus, yeah.
26.
26. Excellent. And Lorha?
22.
22. Okay, and Theodora's was a 2.
Yeah, just remove the 20 and you're there.
Yeah. Laura and Bliss, you're pretty sure the alchemist is a little cagey and is definitely not telling you the whole truth. Is definitely being deceptive and hiding something. I like how Welch is just like, no, I trust this person implicitly.
This is fine.
I've never been one to take insight.
Where's the
I
fun
have a
in that?
-1 on my insight checks.
I'll just give those 2 a minute, and I'm gonna say, well, they call me Welsh, so I got named a wave breaker. Eventually, it's like my honorific, and it's because I break them waves. That's what I do. So that's my name.
Excellent. Not many waves down here. I guess a little on the lake, but maybe small. Don't need breaking. And there's a river, which goes down to the next level.
I love me some water, me. I do.
Well, the river is close by. What can I help you with?
Where do you learn how to alchemy?
I think he forgot that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, really. Where did you learn?
He forgot it. That means he doesn't remember it.
I don't remember. I have some very vague memories of sunshine on my face, and then this Hallister Blackcloak cackling and sticking me down here. I've wandered through several of the levels, and it just seemed like I'd pick up little bits and pieces and find things on adventures like yourself who were not so lucky. And I could kind of just put things together and make things, and so I just set up shop here because it seems safer than adventuring. Jibber jabber nearby, and there's lots of materials, and it's a good way stop here. This is what, the 4th level. So people have, there's lots of more adventures here than further down when you've all died. And people still have, like, things to trade, yeah, like, and people occasionally have come across, like, gems and things like that. I find that useful. Alchemical supplies, and I just trade these potions for them. Yes, in the back.
Why do you want gems? Like, do you make jewelry? What people usually...
No, people
Do you eat them?
give me gems, and I'm not a Zorn. I don't eat them. But sometimes gems are useful in alchemical experiments.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So if you find any, I would happily trade potions for them.
What have you got?
What kind of potions do I have? I have a couple. I've got this one. He sort of, like, rumbles around and pulls out some gourds and sticks one down. He says, "This one helps you understand languages, which is very useful in Undermountain. Lots of tongues spoken here. And if you don't speak Undercommon or Deep Speech, sometimes it's hard to negotiate with people. So this one's pretty good." This one. This one helps you not be magically put to sleep. And you can, like, stay awake when you should be sleeping. Like how elves just, like, meditate? You can kind of do that. Like, you sit down and you drink this potion, and you just got lots of energy, and you can just kind of, like, rest, just chill a little bit, and keep an eye out and on your guard, but you don't actually have to physically go to sleep.
Just a question for you. You don't
Yes.
know where you learned how to make alchemical things, and yet you can make alchemical things?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really understand how memory loss works. But it's not uncommon that Hallister does weird things to people down here.
Ever do weird things to people down here?
Do I? No, never.
Insight?
Absolutely.
Do you ever do weird things to people down here? I love it. I'm living for it.
16.
So he, he's, like, generally coming across as a little cagey and deceptive, so it's hard to, like, suss out from the background of general untruthfulness whether he is being really specific. But in that instance, when he said, like, "No, never, I don't harm people down here," he seemed like maybe at least a little bit more like offended that you would suggest it.
Me either. We say in front of him.
I don't like you very much.
I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, and I can't throw anything very far.
Yes, again, Theodora. Yes.
Okay, and, like, I set down my back and, like, I pull, my big hammer up. Like, no. I was just thinking, how sometimes when people have lost their memory because, they got hit on the head, and then they get hit on the head again and they get their memory back?
I think that sounds like the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I think it sounds like a really good idea. Can I just try it? I would like to roll perception. No, persuasion.
Yeah, you can roll persuasion.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Like, really
I think that's a bad idea.
That's a 10, so I'm guessing not.
Yeah, I really like my head how it is, and I really don't want someone swinging a hammer into it. But
that's fair.
Thank you. I appreciate your care and concern.
Puts the hammer back in its little...
I'm just imagining, like, heaving a big sigh, like, okay.
Fucking adventurous.
So you sell those.
Yeah. I like bits and bobs, adventuring gear, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm.
Poisons. What have you got?
I don't have any. I do like. Obviously, I make a lot of use of fungi. If you happen to gather some specific ones that I can describe for you, then I suppose I could make a poison for you.
And how long would that take?
Relatively basic. If you harvested it and brought it back, and I started right away, by the time you like rested and had a sleep, you maybe hang out with Jibber Jabber. He's pretty hospitable. I could probably cook it up overnight in about 8 hours or so.
What type? What's the potency? I'm sure you, of a man of expertise, have experimented with the fungi of this forest. Where'd my voice go? I don't really know. Hard to live down here sometimes.
I think the dankness of the cavern is getting into your throat there, Ms.
It is.
Bliss.
It truly is. I don't know what's happening there. What's the potency? What's the lethality? I'm sure you've experimented.
Occasionally, the poison's not really my thing, but you got to keep the rats away, and
I don't believe you, and I'm not judging you, so go ahead.
And the giant spiders, of course, they make a very fine venom. And basically, he describes lists off a couple of things that would all functionally be equivalent to the basic poison. And probably at best he could make one of the lower potency ones from the DMG.
Okay.
That I have to look up, but he describes one that would put people to sleep and that kind of thing.
Do they all have to be administered orally, or?
That's usually the easiest route. But other ones, for instance, you can make one that sort of works like one where you can put it on an arrow or smeared on a weapon, that kind of thing. So if you stab and break the skin. I got a few type of ones that you could make one that maybe smokes. You put it in a gourd and smash it at someone's feet, and all the steam will wash out and they go.
I do like the sound of that one.
Yeah, that one's a little harder. It requires some more fungi, but I can give you a list.
And what are we talking price-wise?
If you gather these ingredients and let's say another 20 pounds of the edible fungi and 5 tongues of madness and
beg pardon.
It's one of the fungi, the tongue of madness.
I see.
It looks like, and he describes this fungus that looks kind of like a curled tongue.
Okay.
If you put in some basic gear that I could use, then I can cook you up one of those.
I hold my hand out. Basket list.
Okay, and goes and starts rummaging around, and then hands you.
Good.
Basically, for 20 pounds of fungus, he gives you a great big sack.
Whilst he's rummaging around, Theo is gonna kind of scooch over to Bliss and go, "Should we ask him about Aboleth?"
In a little, Theodora. In a little.
Lorha and Welsh, what are you two doing?
Oh, I don't think I have much interest in much going on here now. I'm just going to wait patiently by the bar, make sure everyone's safe. And I'll just stand politely till Miss Bliss and Lady Theodora's done with their exchanges.
I'm contemplating whether or not I'm gonna do something potentially dangerous, so I'm gonna just sit here for a minute.
Do it.
So once he's done passing all of these, the basket and everything over,
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do this, but I'm gonna try. I'm actually, since I really don't trust him and I don't like people who mess with my people,
Yeah.
I'm going to cast 2 things. I'm gonna cast Primal Savagery so that my
Okay.
tusks then have they sharpen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm gonna get right up close to him and I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder and shove him down to sit down. And then I'm going to cast Druidcraft so that it smells like blood.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to lean in and very quietly look at him and say, I don't particularly care for folks who don't tell me the truth, especially if it means that it may hurt those around me. So I suggest you share everything that you possibly can, and whatever it is that you're keeping from us at the moment, it would serve you well.
Okay.
As
Why don't you
starting to push down, as he's being pushed down, Theo kind of starts to like grab her flail, just to, like kind of
it's like start rummaging in a backpack.
No, like she's got a flail strapped to her shoulder.
Okay. So Lorha, why don't you go ahead and roll me an intimidation check with advantage.
I feel so taken care of.
I love primal savagery on the tusks. Oh
That's
I'm imagining the
amazing.
tusks like physically like growing larger and yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. 21.
Hey!
Okay. All right.
He is intimidated.
Yeah, so the alchemist's like eyes go really wide, and says, "Are you sure you want to know everything?"
I just said that I did.
All right. So the alchemist's form starts to change, and like the flesh sort of over his face like splits and peels off, revealing this green toad-like face with like little horns curled up, and his body like swells in size until it gets like close to yours, and like basically like the skin like peels off as he sheds the flesh suit that he was wearing.
Oh,
And-
now.
And I need y'all to roll initiative.
Oh, he means us harm. It means harm.
All right.
Oh no! Oh no!
And I'll ask for them in turn
Yeah.
as I get set up here.
Mhm.
Oh shit! Oh, I forgot to go into. Are we using Roll20? I'm sorry, I couldn't remember.
Nope.
That's right.
Nope. All right. So I will start with Lorha.
14.
Okay. And Welch.
3. I rolled the 1.
Aw.
All right. And Theodora.
18.
18. And Bliss.
20.
All right. So Bliss, you are actually the first to go.
Great.
So you just now see this like large hulking form, looks kind of like a bipedal toad, this big wide face with like a gaping jaw. It's got little tendril mandible sort of things, or not mandible, mandrels hanging down, and large clawed hands.
Joy. I'll just fire off 2 beams of Eldritch Blast.
All right, excellent.
Just
That's right.
I don't have time.
Classic warlock.
For this. I don't have
Classic
time
warlock.
for this. I don't want to waste a spell slot. Do you have people roll for each beam, or do you have people roll and then roll damage separately?
I believe it's been a while since I
You
used
have to roll
Eldritch
for each.
Blast.
Some people do either.
I think they're separate beams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. First one. That probably hits. Where's the 2 hit? 26.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Damage for that. I haven't done these physically in forever. Roll 20 has spoiled me. So that's 8 damage for the first one.
Okay.
And then the second one does not hit 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13 does not. So
Okay.
yeah, so that first one sort of, you're a little off guard. The blast like flares out and catches him in the shoulder, and he sort of bellows with this roar and shakes his head. And the next one like sort of splinters into the wall behind him.
And I would like to move like 30 feet away.
You're like, nope.
It's like, no, nah.
Yikes.
And that's my turn.
Okay. All right. And so let me just check here.
Excuse me.
All right. The large toad-like creature disappears.
Oh,
Oh,
now?
I swear infernal.
And you can hear some like clear signs of movement, but it then disappears. Theodora, what are you doing?
I would like to get Bean, my bat,
Yep.
try to locate it with echolocation.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Give me a second. I have to actually remember what Bean's perception is.
Oh, my hawk has a turn. I forgot.
That's a 4.
That's a 4. Okay. So Bean the bat is pinging away, but doesn't seem to have isn't sure where the creature is.
I think I'm just gonna try to move in, grab shield and flail and just kind of move defensively towards my squishier party members.
Okay.
No shield at the ready.
Yep. Excellent. Bliss, you said your hawk has a turn, so why don't we have the hawk go on your turn just for simplicity?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
is your hawk doing anything this round?
Sorry, I haven't had a familiar in a really long time.
No problem.
And I'm like, why are you a hawk? My hawk is like, why am I a hawk? And I'm like, I don't know. Because it was cool and I thought we might be outside maybe. Underground. No, hawk is just gonna be alert.
Okay. All right.
Wait.
So your hawk's crying, flying around to the roof of this cavern.
I'm like, Effie, please.
Side. Does that help it at all?
What's that? Sorry.
It sees without vision.
Oh, right. Because it was just listening. Yeah. It's still since it's listening and not looking, it would have all its normal things. So if it rolls with advantage for hearing, then you can roll with advantage for that.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking if it was purely visual invisibility, then
No.
that's fair. Is it okay if I roll again?
Yeah.
I would also be fair with you just going, no, you should have remembered that.
No, that's totally fine.
That's a natural 20.
Okay, which would be a total of
21.
21. Okay. So the bat, because now so it doesn't have. Does the bat have blind sight or is it just keen hearing?
Blind sight out to 60 feet.
Out to 60 feet. Okay. So the bat. So actually, it doesn't need to make a perception check for that with blind
That
sight.
was kind of what I was asking.
Yeah.
Because like it just has blind sight out to 60
Yeah,
feet.
yeah. So I forgot that they have blind sight. And so you've got the familiar with through find familiar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
She's a
just
magic
double
initiative.
check something here.
Yeah, go nuts.
Okay. So your bat knows where it is, but until you use your action to communicate with it telepathically, you right? Because that's the trade-off with find familiar. Is you basically have to like go catatonic and sort of connect with it using your action to communicate with it telepathically.
Okay. Would I then still be able to use my bonus action to kind of yell out to the others where it was?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you don't need your bonus action for that. You can be giving short bits of information sort of pretty freely. So if you use your action on that turn to be viewing through your familiar's senses, then the bat hears it sort of like scurrying along the wall and knows where it is, and you could pass on that location to everybody else.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, excellent. So you all have like the sort of the general gist of where it is.
Actually, can I just kind of stay inside my bat's head until like I see it try to move toward?
Yep. When you use your action, it starts and then it doesn't end until your next turn. So currently you're doing that. The downside is you're also completely oblivious to your own body. So there's some downsides, but yeah.
Isn't it just that like my perception is fucked because I'm viewing through my bat's eye? Like I can still move my body around.
Yes. Yeah.
Just blindly.
Yeah, but you're trying to do it from like a third person point of view, and
like I don't have vision either because I'm a bat.
Well, they can see, but
yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Okay. So it's Lorha's turn.
So, I have a general sense of where he went.
Yes. Yeah. You'll still have disadvantage on like attack rolls and stuff because you still can't see it, but you at least know where to target.
Telepathically, like that's just the thing I can do.
What?
And additionally, I can use my action to see through its eyes.
So to communicate with it telepathically, yes, to see through its eyes, which you would have to do to like view its senses.
I can just talk to it. I can just go, Bean, tell me where the guy is.
Right. Yes.
I am all like.
Yeah, it's passing very basic info when you're not viewing through its senses.
It's vaguely in that direction.
Exactly. So
I can't pinpoint it.
So you would still also have the disadvantage on attacking because like you're not seeing it, but you are getting just
this
a
way. I
bit.
can go. I'm gonna ready an action and ready an action for if Bean tells me it's coming close. I'm just gonna wail blindly into the air at it.
Sure. Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry for being like.
It's all right. Lorha.
So, I smelled him earlier. Can I use my trunk to try to get a better location of him? Can I run forward with my trunk out, trying to smell?
Triangulate.
Would that be an action? Is that an
action?
Triangulate.
Movement to triangulate?
Yeah.
Truncangulate?
I think you can do it. It's basically going to give you the same. It's probably going to give you the same information that you've got that you're getting sort of relayed.
Okay. Then I'm going to just sort of run in that general direction, and I'm going to take my tusks, and I'm just going to try to swipe through the air.
Okay. Perfect.
And hit him.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. So I'm rolling at disadvantage, correct?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That is For melee, it's a melee spell attack.
Oh yeah, that's right. So it
Cool.
uses your spellcasting modifier.
Not great. 11.
So your trunk like rips into some of these gourds on the wall and like shatters them.
Cool. I'm gonna just sort of look around and be like, sorry. That's all I'm gonna do.
All right. But now that you've gotten like really close, now go ahead and give me a perception check with your smell, your keen smell.
15.
Okay. So you're now sort of homing in on where it is,
Okay.
sort of independently. You can smell it a little bit now that you've gotten closer and sort of retriangulated.
Okay.
Truncangulated.
Truncangulated.
Thank you, Val.
Absolutely. Welch.
All right, now, well, I see it's going to attack my friend. So with my bonus action, I'm going to get mighty cross with it and go into a rage,
Raging turtle.
So I'm going to be like, now, you behave. And then I'm going to using her trunk as a guiding missile. I'm just going to grapple that kind of area. I'm assuming this is at disadvantage because it's invisible, but I have advantage because I'm raging. So it's a straight roll. Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
So this is a grapple, so it's going to get to a contest with either its athletics or acrobatics. Oh, I rolled mighty well now. So that's a 22 total now.
Your turtle arms like wrap bear hug style around this squirming, somewhat slimy toad-like creature. You still can't see it, but it's definitely in your arms.
All right now. I'm gonna say you're not going nowhere. No. I'm gonna use. So I have the extra attack feature. That was my first attack. For my second attack, I'm just gonna punch it in the kidney.
Excellent.
This is a disadvantage. Because it's invisible. It's still. I don't have.
But
I don't have reckless.
You have it grappled.
Okay.
So you know where it, like, you've got a hold on it. So I'm going to say it's a straight roll. And if you're,
Straight roll is 26 total.
Nice.
Yeah.
It
Impacts against rubbery flesh.
So 5 + 2, 7 points of magical bludgeoning damage because I'm a monk, 7th level monk, and 1 key point to stunning strike.
Okay.
Yes.
It needs to make a Constitution saving throw, DC 13.
DC 13.
Slay.
Constitution save.
I've been wanting to play this character for so long.
It's so good.
Thank you. Strike the monk.
I want him in my
fails.
campaign.
So it is stunned. It's still invisible, but it is stunned. And you've got it grappled.
That's my turn.
Yeah. Excellent. Awesome.
Can I just shake my ears at this because I'm so happy?
I love it.
You see the hint of a smile on Bliss's face.
See, I'm just like, I'm mighty cross with you now, and I'm just punching you in the kidney.
Yeah. All right, Bliss, it is your turn. I'm going to say, because it is grappled and stunned, while it is still invisible, like, an attack roll is going to be a straight attack roll on it.
Okay. Sweet. Do I want to do anything fancy? No. I'm just going to do 2 Eldritch Blast.
Say the line, Warlock.
Eldritch Blast.
Blast. I love Warlocks.
So do I.
Where is my modifier? Why? Sorry, D&D Beyond. I'm new to it.
It'll be so you probably have your Eldritch Blast in your attack section.
Oh, it's +8. I found it. 17.
Absolutely.
Excellent. And then damage for that one. 10. Max damage.
Oh, excellent.
So that's a 13, 14, 15, 8, 19, 21.
21 also hits, yeah.
9.
Excellent. Almost max damage all around.
He get hit.
Yeah, a couple of your Eldritch Blasts like streak out, and you just hear this like.
Good.
So its
Do I have anything?
turn. Remind me, Matthew, stunning strike. It's stunned on its turn, or
until the start or end of my next, or the end of its next. Let me check real quick. Stunning, but it's going to lose its turn. I know that much.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, because it's incapacitated.
Yeah.
Sorry, strike. Oh boy. End of my next turn. Until the
Okay.
end of, yep. So it's its turn passes and it's still stunned.
Okay, excellent. And
Wow.
it's right. It does impose the incapacitated, right?
It's incapacitated. Attacks have advantage against it, and I believe
That's
it
right.
auto fails strength and dexterity saving throws.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and can't take actions or reactions.
Yeah, it's really, really strong. I'm so shocked it failed. I'm so
I know.
shocked.
I know.
He's also shocked.
He is.
He's stunned.
In his brain, he's totally stunned. So he doesn't do anything. Theodora.
Yeah, so Theodora's just gonna like drop her shield and her flail and just kind of walk over with, her big two-handed hammer, stop against its head.
All right, excellent. So what I'm doing, since the advantage and disadvantages like cancel each other
they cancel
out, and it's grappled, so you still kind of know where it is. So I'm mentally adjusting its AC a little bit, but it's a straight roll.
That's I should be able to remember that. 14 plus, where are my attacks? 14 plus 7, so that's a 21.
Oh yeah, your hammer like whoomp. Go ahead.
Slay, Theodora. Slay, queen.
That's 2d6. That's 7 plus 4. Yeah, I don't think I want to use a.
What would Theodora do?
Yeah, no, she's just gonna whack it. I was considering using a superiority dice, but nah, I'm saving those for later.
Okay.
So yeah, once again, that's an 11.
So an 11 doesn't hit. So
That's fair.
So this time the hammer then cracks in. Another bunch of gourds like smash open, and their contents all start like leaking down the walls.
Are any of them like toxic?
Some of them are starting to like mix together, and like strange multicolored like smoke is like rising from the potions.
Nervous TM.
Laura.
I don't have a thing for that, man. I don't have a spell for that.
All right. What's Lorha doing?
Okay. All right. So he's okay. All right. No, he's still alive, correct? But he's stunned. Is that how that works?
He's
Okay.
he's totally stunned. He's grappled, still invisible. Like you can't quite see him, but you see, except you see like Welch's hands like gripped sort of on his outline.
Looks so weird in my head.
Giant turtle grappling an invisible giant frog while an elephant
hug in
casts
the
a spell in
air.
the background. Yeah.
Yep. I am. Part of me kind of wants to just keep him alive, but no, I'm gonna attack him with one of my hammers.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, is that a range thing? Do I have to throw them? Can I?
No.
Okay, I don't usually
No,
do.
like the light hammer or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can't. They have the thrown property, but you can attack with them straight up.
Okay, then that's what I'm gonna. Then that's what I'm gonna do.
Excellent.
Oh. 21.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh my god, I love monks.
They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
For 7 damage.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely like a meaty thud as that hammer like impacts. you can feel the ripple, but you can't see anything.
Still can't see him. All right.
Okay. And then it's Welch's turn.
Oh, it's my turn already now. I'm just going to start punching him in the kidney now. This little still straight rolls.
Yeah.
10 on the first hit. Yeah, so this is...
No, despite you having him grappled, you can't quite.
Oh, he a little meatier than I thought. He dummy thick.
No.
27 on the second attack.
The second one hits.
5 plus 4, 9. 11 points of damage.
Whew.
And that's magical bludgeoning.
Yeah.
1 key point stunning strike.
Excellent. All right.
On DC 13.
Poor guy lying on the floor while we're wailing on him.
This time it seems to like manage to like grunts as it sort of shakes itself.
All right. I'm gonna do 1 key point. God, I'm so ridiculous.
Oh my God.
1 key point to do flurry of blows.
Absolutely.
23 to hit.
Yep.
Might hit.
8 points of magical bludgeoning.
Woo.
1 key point stunning strike.
Still manages to resist.
Yeah. Last attack is 18 total.
Yes.
7 points of magical bludgeoning damage. And
Excellent.
1 more key point to stunning strike.
Jesus.
Key points do you have?
Seriously?
7.
And they're all gone now.
You're gonna need patient defense at some point, and you're gonna be like, "I'm done out of spell." At this point.
And it extra resisted this time.
Damn it. All right, well, I tried. I roughed it up now. And it's still grappled. That's my turn.
You did. It is still grappled.
And it is no longer stunned.
Yep. So it is not stunned. So this time, so we're back around to Bliss. I also just want to comment that moderation, I had to allow the word thick in chat because Maud, when it's done with 2 C's, apparently Maud holds it back as a sexual reference.
Oh.
Which is hilarious.
Welp.
Okay, so it is Bliss's turn. So it's not stunned, so it's back to disadvantage. But what I'm doing, because it's grappled, I'm like lowering its armor class.
Okay.
Cool.
That's fair.
It just seems like you have some clue. It's basically you have a bonus, but you know,
Cool.
it's
Okay.
it's not the 3E way, but it's how I'm rolling.
I support you. Just gonna this is absurd. What are Jibber Jabber doing?
Jibber and Jabber. I think Jibber and Jabber like kind of like left you guys with the alchemist and sort of wandered back.
I was like, I would like to not fight them as well. For beating up their friend. I'm going to survey the continual surrounding and just emotionlessly cast 2 more Eldritch Blasts because why is this just like
all the I'm feeling just all that nihilism like bottled up in
the best
Bliss.
part is that she has a max charisma, so like lol. Let's see, natural 20.
Excellent. So we got a crit. Perfect.
And I rolled an 8, and then do you double the die?
You rolled a 2 dice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So an 8, 16.
Okay.
Then the second blast. 16.
16 hits, yes.
And that's 5 damage.
All right.
As a free action, can I take a swig of my wineskin?
100%.
It's like, I don't want to be here.
Self-care is always a free action.
Oh. That's the best line I've heard all day. That's amazing.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So all of a sudden the toad is visible and
Mistake.
and just says, "Well, this is going poorly. But may as well go out in a blaze of glory."
Uh-oh.
And sort of snaps its finger, and a little streak of
Yeah.
orange-red light goes and
Make them
detonates
saves.
in
Make
the
them saves.
middle of the room
Ah!
as a large fireball explodes in the whole room, and everybody, including the giant weird toad, have to make dexterity saving throws.
Cool.
Please don't fail me. Don't fail me. Don't fail me.
Come
You've been so good
on.
to me.
It's fine.
Yeah. The toad made its own saving throw. Excellent. All
Theo
right.
does not make it.
I'll come around and get your DCs while I roll damage,
Great.
or after I roll damage rather. Right.
Is it possible to cast a reaction here?
Potentially, yes. What reaction do you have?
Absorb elements?
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Ooh, excuse me. Yes, no, this is a perfect time for a reaction.
Okay.
Yeah, now I'm like, oh, counterspell.
Ah!
And it's a 4th level for you.
It's 4th level. Can I do that?
What's that? Oh, counterspell?
Yeah. That's 4th.
Yes, absolutely. I should put the dice away then.
No.
Yes.
I'm like, none of that. No.
Yeah. If you do that, like like it basically it's like this way. It starts because you're like a little slow on the draw. It starts to detonate and then gets wrapped in arcane energy and then like shrunk back into a little point and
Nice.
disappears. And he's like, "Aw, man." Okay. I believe that is its turn. It is.
Worth it.
But now that it's visible, you do see, so it had all these like punches and bruises and like gashes from the damage. You actually see some of them like knit back closed and heal themselves.
Oh, don't be one of those. In character.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, god damn it, son of a.
Again.
So Theodora.
Is she think like if I want to draw my silver sword instead, would that be like my bonus action?
So bonus actions are always really specific about what they are. Like you only very specific things, but the interactions I usually allow, like if you drop a weapon, you can draw another one, and that's your like interacting with the environment.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I have so many weapons.
Yeah.
Throws them all aside, pulls out my silver longsword, and like, do you know what a Mordhau is?
I do not.
Okay, it's essentially where you like grab the sword by the blade.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is like the end them rightly. You cack them with,
and like kind of go.
Yeah.
As you go, do you mind? And she's gonna attack him with two-handed.
Okay, excellent.
And the first one is no wait. I don't declare that until after I know if I've hit him. That's 10 plus 7. 17?
Yes, that is enough. That hits.
And it's gonna be a what's it called? Sorry. And I'm gonna make that a fainting strike,
Okay.
so I get advantage on my next attack against him.
Okay. Perfect.
And that's where my D10 at. 6 plus 4, so that's 10 damage.
Okay.
And again,
Yep.
that's 19 plus 7.
Oh yes, that hits definitely.
And for that, I can't really justify doing a trip attack, can I?
It's totally up to you.
No, I mean, like, because like he's being grappled by a turtle. I feel like it would be hot. Like
No. Like the grapple just reduces your speed to 0. I always describe it for people familiar with hockey. It's the jersey grab. You basically have a hold of them. They're still able to totally move freely and swing and attack. It's just no
so
movement.
like you won't give him advantage because he's being grappled.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Then I am gonna use another superiority dice, and I'm gonna do a trip attack.
Okay, so I think he gets a save against that.
DC 15 strength save.
DC 15 strength. And I rolled real low despite his obnoxiously large strength, and so he goes down.
Wow.
And that is 8 plus 4. That's 12 more damage with a silver
Okay.
weapon. I don't know if that matters, but it's with a silver weapon.
Jeez.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Stay dead.
So yeah, so you get sort of like cracked with the sword and then feet swept out from underneath and stabbed as he goes down. And the monk sort of still has a bit of his clothing as he's on the ground. Lorha, you're looming above him with your big tusks and scary hammer. You have advantage on physical attacks because he's prone.
Beautiful. So I'm actually gonna cast Primal Savagery again on my
Yeah.
mouth and then try to gore him.
Excellent. I love it. I'm all about it.
Oh wait, you said advantage. You literally just said it and it totally went right out my ears. Oh my god!
Terrible.
Did we get
Somebody
2
roll
ones?
I don't hit him. I don't. I can tell you right now that I don't.
Okay. All right. So yeah, your tusks like gouge into the stone floor on like either side of his head, and he opens, and it's that like when the mouth opens and there's like the tendrils of like spit that kind of stretch as this like hot breath washes over your face, and sort of curls. I will live many lives, even if I die here today.
I'm gonna spit on him.
Oh.
And that's my turn.
You
All
kind
right.
of cheers. Hands on.
Welch.
All right now. Oh, thank you for tripping, Madam Theodora. I was gonna do that, and I'm just gonna start pounding on him. That's 26 to hit.
Oh yes, absolutely.
10 points of magical bludgeoning.
Perfect.
Thank God for advantage. 22 to hit.
Yeah.
10 points of magical bludgeoning.
Okay.
And I'll just use my 1 bonus strike.
Okay.
No more key points. Well, I won't be spending anymore. Again, thank God for advantage. 20 total to hit.
Yeah.
8 points of magical bludgeoning damage.
All right. Tell me what it's like as you like pound this creature into paste.
I just go off on him. I'm like, you were not very polite. You didn't tell us the truth. Mama always taught me to have good manners. And I take my massive turtle claw fist and I just right to its skull.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm like picturing the like sort of a stride, like his giant shoulders, and like just wailing until its head like cracks like a melon, and it is just a red ruin as this raging monk beats the paste out of this toad-like creature.
Yeah.
High five!
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna walk straight past everyone and start pilfering whatever I can.
And actually, as like you beat the head in of this creature, Welch, you can actually see a glint of a green gem-like substance amid the ruin of the creature's head.
Boop. Was this?
It's like a fist-sized green stone.
Was this, Miss Bliss? I know you know all about them arcane energies now. You always telling me late at night all about their magics.
That is true. If you give me 10 minutes, I can certainly identify it.
Oh, of course. And I just hand it to Miss Bliss now.
And I cast Identify.
Yep, so you do the ritual, and yes, if everyone else is sort of, especially under your direction a little bit as the alchemist looting, we'll say a lot of the potions got smashed, but you do get, you can recover like a bunch of food, right? Like 30-40 pounds of like edible fungi. There's like some rations. There's enough gear scattered around that you can put together an alchemist's kit, a healer's kit, and you could put together like an explorer's pack worth of just like miscellaneous gear. There is no like coins or anything like that other than the stone that you pulled out of its head. I'm going to say you can put together 2 potions of comprehension that you salvage from the like unshattered gourds, and 2 potions of watchful rest.
Oh, ain't that interesting? Now we got them potions there. That's real nice. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I do declare that I would like to take a short rest because I'm a class which greatly benefits from such endeavors.
As am I.
And Bliss, after the 10 minutes, and you cast Identify, it's a Slod control gem.
I knew that thing was a fucking sword.
Tell me more.
Yeah, so Slod control gem. So it's got some inherent value just because it is a gem. And let's see. Hope to get to this section here. There we go. So magical control gem. It's really not gonna do anything since since you managed to get it. But normally, if you have the control gem of a given slot, you can control them. It's basically like having a charm effect on it.
Okay. But ours is the dead. So.
That's right.
Or
yeah.
Okay. Can you put it in another slot and then have it work? How does that work? I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. But okay. they're valuable, so you could sell this to like a wizard or something who might do experiments on it and that sort of thing, or try and use it to like embed a control gem in a slot that doesn't otherwise have one or something. So yeah.
Sweet. I will hold on to that.
What was that there salad? What all that mean? What that is?
I'm gonna look at Welch. Sweet, innocent Welch. And I'm gonna say it was a very bad thing. Ooh. And this, now that we have this, it's not a bad thing. Now it's dead.
Oh. Well, all right then. As long as I didn't like the way it went after us.
Yeah, no, it's dead. It's very dead. Good job with the deading.
While we're taking this short rest,
Yep.
So I'm a painter, and on the wall, I would like to draw a comic of our fight, but make us look really epic.
Excellent. All right. So while everyone takes a rest, the elephant is painting. Does the elephant paint with her hands or use her trunk?
She uses her trunk.
Excellent. That's what I was hoping.
She's so cute.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
Her trunk.
Yeah.
I
Excellent.
think whilst we're like taking a break, Theo takes out her like weaver's kit and continues like working on her like little knitting project, which may or may not be horn warmers for Bliss.
Oh! That's
Excellent.
amazing.
I love it.
Oh,
I love it.
And,
All right.
and I'm just gonna drink a little during that short rest now.
I will join you in that.
Cheers.
Perfect. So this is a good opportunity for us to take a brief break. So we will be back in 5-10 minutes as we go to refresh ourselves and continue with this adventure. So see everybody in a few minutes. All right, everyone. Welcome back. We are back after our little break, and we're going to pick back up. So, killed a slod, and looted some stuff, and are taking a short rest, doing some trunk painting, drinking some booze, knitting some stuff, knitting some horn warmers. So it's a total knitting drinking circle going on. Some arts and crafts time. I'm all about it.
I think Welsh would tell a story now. He got that performance proficiency. So he would just tell him a little story from his youth about when he climbed the highest tree in the village and he fell. Oh, no, it was a bad day.
Oh.
Excellent. I love it. All right. So otherwise, you guys take a short rest. And
Yes, can I please measure your horns?
With what?
Please? Can I measure your horns?
With what?
Stop jumping up.
It's a good question.
Don't have a measuring tape. I do have chalk and a blanket.
I'm not sure how those things correlate to this.
So I take the blanket, just hold your head still, and then I like stretch it out so that I know how long your horns are and where they curve, and then I mark it off with chalk on the blanket.
I don't know if that's very polite now to be measuring somebody's horns.
I asked if I could.
I just stand there and let it happen.
All right now.
Stand very still.
Don't. I pick up my stick and kind of poke it, Theodora. I say, don't you get any ideas about my shell now? Nobody
I
be
will ask
measuring.
first. Do you not?
I'll be saying no every. I'll be saying every time. Oh, a shell. Oh, for a shell warmer. Well, if that's the case,
it will take me a while. Also, I don't think I have enough yarn.
No, I stay warm by myself. So we didn't really find out anything more about that aboleth slime, but maybe.
No, we did not.
So what's our next move, Miss Bliss? You the brains of this operation. You got that big mind now.
Am I the brains? I was unaware.
Apparently. I haven't.
Well, it's evidently not me.
Or anything here?
What's that? Sorry.
Are there any like journals or anything like that?
Make a investigation check for me. He's got like some stuff possibly tucked away.
Can I assist?
Absolutely.
Please do.
$13 plus. God, what was it? Investigation. So 14.
Yes. Okay.
Not great.
And Lorha?
That's a 1.
That's a 1. Okay. So you're both, rooting around in the remnants of what was here. And you're digging around, and there's a lot of like the alchemical stuff and supplies. You do find like a little bit of maybe a journal. There's a like stack of papers. What languages do you speak?
Infernal and Sylvan.
Okay.
So probably not.
Where does
I
it
speak
say?
Elvish and Halfling.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I'm Common, Druidic, Loxodon, and Sylvan.
Yeah.
I speak Aquan and Common.
Yeah, so even for like the stranger languages, it's still mostly the close stuff. It is written in a script you have never seen before. It's clearly a language. There are characters, there are breaks that look like words. It's a lot of like angular dashed lines at various angles and like dots in weird places, but it bears no resemblance to anything you had seen before.
Great. Well, I guess stash those away for a rainy day.
Suppose we just move on with our sails and explore the cavern a little further and see what treasures await.
Should we go back to the thing, the friend, whatever? Let's see.
Jibba and
What?
Jabba?
Yes, that one. Should we go and see how to get to the exit?
You mean the down exit, not the up exit?
The down exit.
Are we sure that's a good idea, considering we did kind of smush?
They don't. Well, they weren't here. They don't know.
We just don't bring it up now. We don't mention it. We
Yeah.
just a little secret. Oh, that sound good.
Okay.
Are there any is it because are we trying to go down? Are we trying to find the down exit and
Yeah.
go down to the river? Is that what?
Yeah, and loot and whatever other motivations you have.
And is it that we don't know where the down exit is? Are we trying?
Yeah, in general, you don't know where the routes down are.
Are there any plants or animals nearby?
Oh, there's all kinds of fungus around. You step outside of this cavern and there's one of these like fungal forests.
I would like to try to talk to them.
Excellent. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Speak with Plants.
Excellent. All right. So you cast Speak with Plants, and what kind of fungus do you want to go up to? There's like big tree-like ones. There's like teeny little mushrooms.
Oh, I think whichever one looks older, whichever kind of, if I can
Probably the
tell
big ones.
Okay, then I'm gonna like head over and try to talk to one of them.
All right. So what's it look like? What are you asking this big Zerkwood?
Okay, so I'm gonna, oh boy, I'm gonna go up to it and I'm gonna like lean in real close and try to like put my forehead on it without hurting it with my tusks. And I'm gonna just try to sort of have a moment with it and ask it. Well, I guess I should welcome myself. So I'm gonna say, we are trying to restore some imbalances here. Could you point us in a downward path that would get us to the river that's here?
And you hear the sort of like tree-like sort of thrumming with digesting life, and it says, "Hey." Oh, well, all right. Someone to talk to. It's been so long since anyone has talked to me.
Well, I'm here to talk to you.
I like that. You seem like a interesting creature. I've seen a lot of things, but I ain't never seen nothing like you. Oh, sorry, we couldn't hear you there, Emma.
I could say the same about you.
Well, I'm a big old Zerkwood.
I'm a big old elephant.
Excellent, elephant. I'll file that away in my knowledge. Hey, that tough one over there, he doesn't have any axes now, does he? I don't like axes.
Well, we do need to protect ourselves, but we would never hurt you or the other life here.
All right. Well, all right. So you're looking for a route to the... I mean, I don't move a whole lot, but I think if you generally head a little southwards, that is where the moisture tends to come from on the air currents that move through these here caverns.
I deeply appreciate this information, friend. That's it. That's all I got.
All right.
I'm gonna like... Is there anything you need before we go? Can I get you something?
Oh, well, if you happen to find any nice organic matter for me to eat on, you can just tuck that down in by the roots of my stock, and I'd find that mighty tasteful.
I think we could do something like that for you. I will keep that in mind.
I find that dead bodies tend to work the best.
Oh, well, everything needs to eat. Hey, actually, we have some body for you right over there.
Yeah,
I'll
there
get
it
that
is.
for you in a second.
Well, all right.
The tree want to eat the frog.
I'm gonna kind of like, as I'm still touching, I'm gonna lean over like, could someone bring me a handful or a jar of our dead friend, please?
Oh, of course. Now I'll just bring it over there for you, Miss Lohar. I'll do that.
I was gonna
Thank
mage
you.
hand it, but that works too.
You could bring over the whole thing.
We'll take all of it. Take the whole body.
I lift it over my head and I'll bring it on over now.
It is a large creature, by the way. So
You need
it's-
two people about it.
Yeah, you
because-
probably need the
No.
two people to carry it as you bring it over. And of course, there is like all the scraps of skin and flesh that it was wearing.
Whatever like globules or whatever drop behind, I'll use my mage hand and just kind of pick them up.
Sweep them
Not
up.
dealing with this.
And so yeah, if you shove it sort of, the tree's got these like root like tendrils that kind of grip onto the ground, and when you push it close, they kind of like wriggle and sort of like move over the body and kind of like draw it in underneath its stalk a little bit.
Well, there you go.
You
Thank
can
you.
see little mushrooms blooming on the slod.
Oh, those are beautiful.
That makes me a little tingly in my back of my neck because although I don't like mushrooms, I must admit, oh, I don't like it. Mushrooms give me the creeps a little bit. I'm sorry. I know it's a weird thing. I have like a
that's
I have a
perfectly
slight
acceptable.
phobia.
It's valid. It's valid.
I have a slight phobia. Well, so Welch just gonna turn around and walk away now.
All right. Well, there you go. Thank you very much. And may you continue to live a long time.
Thank you very much.
Pat him.
Pleasure
Walk
doing
away.
business with you.
Always. All right.
All right.
We have to head south, everyone.
Which way is south?
That way.
All right. So you guys want to engage in some navigation, and you basically generally want to get to the river, right? Sort of
Yes.
quickest route possible. All right.
Oh,
So this is where we will use one of our skill challenges to sort of
boy.
figure out basically like how quick you get to the river, by what route, because there's no like direct path. You're going through caverns and stuff, and depending on how well you'll do, it'll flavor what you might meet and run into, and how many on the way to the river.
that
So-
sounds good.
So the way it's generally going to work is we want everyone has to go at least once. So we need at least 4 successes before we accumulate 3 failures in this case. 4 successes before 4 failures. Yeah.
Okay.
The DC for everything is going to be set at 13. And you can choose what skill you want to apply. Feel free to get super creative with it, because that makes us all laugh. And as long as you don't, like each of you has to use a different skill. So also, keep in mind if you know that someone else given their class probably has a signature skill, you might not want to steal their thunder too much. But I'm going to use a random dice to figure out sort of the order that I call upon you.
Perfect.
Cool.
So we're going to start out with Bliss.
Hello.
So what is Bliss going to be doing either to like directly contribute to like navigating, or, you know, you can just think about things Bliss would be doing to contribute to the group's well-being as a whole
Ha,
on the
well-being.
journey.
That's a good one. Okay, well, I have superior dark vision, so that's helpful.
Mhm.
And then can I, on Effie, my hawk, can I cast light on her beak so that she can see and have her fly around, and because she has keen perception, but she doesn't have dark vision.
Okay. Perfect.
I love that.
So that sounds good. So why don't you give me, in terms of the skill we'll use here, or, you know, too, if you have spells or abilities that are a resource, you can spend those in some way instead of using a skill.
Let me find it.
But the perception would seem appropriate here in terms of
Okay.
your hawk.
Yeah. Let me double check how you work. Yeah, and it has advantage on perception that rely on sight. So it's just
Perfect.
keeping an eye out, looking for stuff.
Okay.
And I'm gonna find who would be nearest to me. I'm gonna go up to Madam L, and I'm just gonna kind of plop a hand on you. This probably happened before. I'm gonna kind of plop a hand on you and then go into my familiars so I can kind of see through the hawk.
Perfect. All right, so why don't you go ahead and roll me a perception check with advantage for the keen sight.
Let's see. Do I add anything to it?
Whatever the hawk's perception would be in
right.
this case, yeah.
Oh, sweet. Then 14.
14. All right, so that is a success.
Yay, useful.
All right, let's see who is up next. This is going to be Welch.
All right, now I'm not very creative when it comes to this, so I'm just gonna do one little thing, and I'm gonna do survival. That I'm good at that because I'm a turtle.
Excellent. All right, so you're out sort of like looking for tracks and
Yeah, I'm
sniffing the
well. What
air.
I know, I don't know much about these cave here, but I know that they made of water, and I know that water make cave. So I'm gonna look for all the etchings and all the ways that water move, and I figure that will help me get along now.
Perfect. Go ahead and roll that survival check for me.
Okay. 9 plus 5 is 14. I was like, oh no.
All right, good. We got 2 successes.
Yay.
All right, so the next is going to be Theodora.
I think Theodora is mostly gonna contribute with like her stimulating conversation.
Excellent.
I'm gonna make a persuasion check.
Okay. All right, so you're bolstering your companions with your conversational skills, keeping their spirits up, that sort of thing.
I love it because I think Welch needs a lot of care for staying focused.
That's 14.
A 14. Okay.
This is uncanny.
Yeah, we're sitting at 4 or 3 14s in a row.
The old battle master. I love that.
Welch needs a lot of positive reinforcement.
Well, he just needs a lot of guidance. He gets distracted, you know.
Oh no, Theodora does that as well.
Great, and I can't see or hear any of you.
All right. Well, you might hear like the echoes as your familiar is out, but it's all very faint. Okay, so Lorha is gonna be the final person.
Okay. Hello. I you know what? I'm gonna wild shape for fun.
Okay.
For funsies. And turn into, see, I could be smart and turn into an owl, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. And instead, I'm gonna, oh, wait a minute. Sorry, I'm trying to look up their stats as I'm doing this.
Sure.
do they see well? Do they?
Ooh, a
Is this
rhino.
gonna be like
Ooh, a
no?
rhino.
Oh, okay. This is really stupid. I'm wild shaping into something that is going to give me the same advantage that I have as an elephant, but I don't care. So I'm going to wild shape into a saber-toothed tiger.
Excellent. I love it. I love where this is going.
And I am going to use my sense of my keen smell to see if I can sniff out where like a river might be, and try to find it that way.
All right. So we've had one use of perception already, but
Okay.
what I'm going to say here is, why? How about a nature check? But I'm still going to give you advantage.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
And this is still going to be using wisdom. So a wisdom nature check with advantage.
And do I use the tiger's wisdom or my wisdom?
When you're wild shaped, you get to use your wisdom.
Oh, that's badass.
It's why it beats polymorph.
Oh, not great. 15?
15. A 15 is a success, right? The DC is a 13.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right.
You disappear. I'm suddenly vaguely blind.
You're too.
Hold on to the tail.
All
Just
right.
like, oh.
Yeah, I'll try. I like, as I'm walking, in case people can't see anything, I'm gonna keep like a really low, like kind of purring growl so that people can hear me.
What's that? What the fuck is that?
Perfect.
It's
all
a
right.
saber-toothed tiger.
Where is it?
Right in front of you.
And then
Like
there's the
rubbing
bird
up against
flying
you.
Hmm.
Okay, perfect. So you're gonna get to the river, but there's gonna be like a few things that you basically come across along the way. So pretty early on, like you're going through caves, and thanks to like all your keen senses and scouting, you're generally following the trickle of the water as it goes down slope, right, headed towards where it will like flow into the underground river, presumably.
Right.
And you can hear loud chewing coming from the cave ahead of you. And you know this cave you basically got to go through. The water is starting to accumulate into like a pretty good sized stream running downhill. That's like, I don't know, 4 inches wide, basically. So it's like a hand span. But you can just hear this like loud chewing and grating of rock.
No, I don't like that.
I don't care for that at all.
Do
Do
we?
you guys know what it is? Because I don't.
No idea.
I'm gonna like slink real low to the ground and try to like walk a little bit closer.
Yep. And so then you can see, like, you sort of peek around a corner, and in the cave, one side of the cavern wall is sort of like, it looks like if you broke open like a geode. Like it has all this like crystal growing out of the rock. And there are 3 very strange 6-limbed creatures that are chewing on the crystals out of the wall. So these creatures are really squat with this reddish, pebbly skin, and they have 3 legs, like big trunk-like, sturdy legs that are arranged in like a triangle shape. And then the inverse of that, on the very top of their body, are 3 grasping limbs, also forming a triangle, but basically going the other way. And at the apex of their body is where their mouth is, this like large, like fanged mouth. And they've got these yellow eyes at sort of like the corners of their head that are like watching. And one of them, like, they're basically, one is on what they're doing in front of them, and then the other 2 eyes are looking in like opposite directions, giving them like 360-degree vision. Why don't you can give me a nature check as you see them. You might know what these are.
We'll see. Ooh, wait, where'd it go? 21.
Okay. Despite their weird look, they're not aberrations. They're actually an elemental creature. They are a Zorn, Xorn. They're like elemental earth type creatures, and they love eating crystals. So they're just like chewing away on these gems. They're I wouldn't describe them as not dangerous, but they're not necessarily aggressive, but they can be a bit territorial with their food. And given that they eat gems, they usually come into conflict with adventurers because adventurers want the gems. And of course, like, their gizzards are like full of gems because they just like eat rock and crystal, and so they accumulate all this wealth in their gizzard.
But we don't just go. I mean, well, just what is? No, I'll shut up. Laura has.
We do have gems on us. We have a gem.
Well, in my but they can't see that because I'm wild shaped, because my armor has gems all over them.
And they have like a smorgasbord of gems. Like, this whole wall is covered in like crystal growth that they're chewing on.
Is there does it appear like there's a way for us to like go like kind of steer clear of them but still get through?
You could probably get through this cave and give them a wide berth.
Can the rest of us see them?
Not yet. So Lorha was sort of like out cruising. Although Bliss with the hawk might, see this nearby as well. So when they go back and tell you.
I think if we just give them a wide berth, we can just get on by and mind our business. There ain't no reason to be killing or living creatures with no ill will.
I'm gonna nod.
That's a lot of crystal.
Miss Bliss, now, I'm not going to help you do this now.
I'm just saying, it's a lot of crystals.
Well, it is, but maybe
I've had my focus for a very long time. I'm just saying that maybe I deserve to treat myself, but...
I'll get you. How about this? The next time we come along some crystals, I'll give you my share, Miss Bliss.
You can have mine as well.
Fine.
All right now.
I'm gonna like walk up behind Bliss and like headbutt her to get her forward.
Fine.
Oh my God! This
delayed gratitude.
The saber-toothed tiger has tusks. That's perfect.
Yeah, you got me.
Yes. Oh, great. So we'll give them a wide berth. Do we roll? Like, what do we do? How do we roll for wide berth?
Wide berth.
Let's roll for wild berth. Wild berth shape.
Yeah. There's enough room where if you don't intentionally like encroach on them, you can just keep your distance, edging around the outside of the cavern.
I hope the clap of my shell don't alert them to my presence, because I'm a little dick now.
You basically get you can try and stealth. That's totally up to you.
I mean,
I'm just gonna start padding forward. I'm not even gonna. I mean, I'm not gonna be super loud, but I'm not gonna try and be stealthy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just give them a wide berth.
And I mean, you saw that they've got sort of 360-degree vision with their eye placement. So, I mean, there's obviously lots of like stalactites and stuff you could hide behind. But they basically, you watch their... Yes, Theodora.
Before we do that, I'd just like to point out I'm wearing armor made of mithril. Do you know if that's going to attract them?
It's not a gym, it's an ore. I don't know how this works.
I'm gonna risk it. Let's go.
Let's just give them a wide berth now, and we just run away if they come after us.
I'm gonna like push Theodora with my head, kind of like the furthest away, and walk between her and the.
That. Just wanted to put it out there. If they try to eat me, you guys are helping, right?
I'm just gonna hang back 30 feet.
Wouldn't expect otherwise.
Yeah,
I wouldn't help.
So when you're like edging out around them, they definitely like swivel. They make sure they keep an eye sort of centered on you the whole way. The bigger one from the group, so because there's 3 of them, the bigger one sort of stops eating and positions themselves so that they're in between you and the smaller 2 Zorn that are still just eating, and sort of like keeps and swivels and makes sure it's always got a good facing on you, but it doesn't approach you. You hear like a low growl sort of periodically, and it moves its mouth, and you get this like rumbling stone sort of speaking out of it. Welch, you speak Aquan, right?
Dude, that's a dialect of primordial.
Dialect of primordial. So you don't perfectly understand, but it speaks and basically just asks, like, it is sort of giving you the like, this is our turf and keep your distance.
I say, oh, that's your turf now. I'll just be on my way. I mean, I tip my little, I don't have a hat, but I just do like this and I
Tip your
walk.
shell at them.
Yeah. And I say, bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
And then they let you pass. Sort of you show like no signs of approaching, and eventually you can hear as it joins back and starts eating on the crystals, and they let you pass.
I die a little inside.
There's always one of them.
Oh, you could see like there was these like big growths of crystal on the wall. Like there was a small fortune there.
It's not the money, it's just the crystal.
Dora kind of apologetically tries to pet her head, like,
No.
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 okay.
Yeah.
Let's be on our way then.
All right. So a bit further on your way, you come across another one of these Zirkwood groves. So there is a cavern that you're traversing. The stream is like widening. You can hear the river now sort of in the distance, probably only a few caves away. And this cavern sort of soars up higher than the others. It's like 50 feet high. And there's a small forest of these Zirkwood fungal stalks growing from the guano and like moss covered floor. The tallest of them is probably like 40 feet tall, so it gets almost up to the height of the ceiling. And there's a few like toppled ones, and you see some stumps that look like someone has deliberately cut down some of the Zirkwoods. Like you can see the axe blows on these stumps.
This is where I die a little inside.
Yeah.
We all get one.
There's, one point of suffering for everybody. There is, near the edge of the Zirkwood forest, that the stream kind of wanders through. So you have to cut through this forest to... let me roll up the chip bag that my cat wants to...
Oh my god, I love our pets.
She's being very inquisitive at the moment.
Oh, baby.
As she's woken up.
So I have 3 axes on my person. I have a great axe and 2 hand axes.
Yep.
Yikes.
Oh my god, that's why he doesn't like axes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Clicking now.
And I don't know.
I've got
if
2
Laura
more
mentioned-
axes on my person.
Yeah. Not sure if Laura mentioned anything to me, so that's why I'm like,
Nope,
Anyway.
I refuse. I didn't mention
Okay.
that part.
Perfect. And then I'm gonna say, oh well, why they cutting down trees when they don't need no ships? The only good reason to cut down a tree is well, if you need to build a ship now. So I don't know why they're cutting them down.
Or
Timber?
a house.
Maybe they're using it for timber? Or a house.
Fire.
Oh, do you really
so-
need to?
Yeah, so Zirkwood is basically used as wood. It's fungus, but it's sturdy enough that people use it in place of wood in the Underdark.
Right.
And then you can hear this like slurping sound. I mean, you look over, there is this like large grub-like creature that is on top of a body, and its like feeding tendrils are like pulling off bits of like putrid flesh that it is then consuming.
I'm gonna point to Miss Bliss. I think that one you can shoot with one of your beams now. You can do that.
Or we could wide berth. Yeah.
Is it a live thing?
It's alive.
What it's eating. Like,
no. From the glimpses you can see, it looks like it is a humanoid, about the size of a dwarf, so quite stocky, with like grayish skin, and you can see a little bit of white hair from a dwergar, and it's like bloated and in the process of decomposing, and this grub-like creature is eating it.
It's just cleaning up after the natural process now. It's just eating dead stuff, so we can just mosey on along, I think.
Yep, we can keep going. I think this doesn't have any
wide berth.
just away.
I will reluctantly follow them. I'm like trying really hard to not.
It's an animal. It's doing what animals do, right?
Yeah, if you get kind of close, it like swings its head up as it sort of like a bit of like rotten flesh falls off, and it like waves its tendrils angrily.
Just want to point this out. If it tries anything, I'm squishing it.
Right, of course.
And she says that like holding her flail in hand.
Let's go around. We don't have to fight it. We don't have to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. Let's go.
If we go around it, are we gonna see more of the fungi trees?
So yes, actually the little stream that you're following runs through the grove.
Okay.
So you could try, like, it's a pretty big cavern, so you could try and like leave the stream and like go around out the outside of the cavern to avoid the trees, or the shortest, most direct route would be to just cut through the grove along with the stream.
Can I sorry, I'm still trying to figure out how. So when I cast Wild Shape, can I still use all my stuff that I have, or is it limited?
You're limited. So like with spells, if you cast it beforehand, you can maintain concentration while you're in Wild Shape.
Okay.
But otherwise, you can't really do anything that your new body lacks the ability to do.
Got it.
So
okay.
like abilities that require you to like speak or make fine hand movements. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we don't mean the forest no harm, so let's just go through the forest.
I'm cool with that. And I just want to point out that like she says she's cool with it, but like she also readies an action so that like if the creature like even remotely starts moving towards them, she's gonna run at it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Let's go through the stream now.
Cool.
All right. So everyone's gonna cut through the Zirkwood Grove.
We're streaming.
We're streaming. So follow the stream.
Dismissed.
Thank
30
thank
feet
you,
back, I will be very close to Welch.
Okay.
That pun goes out to the pun bard, Pater. Goes out to you, buddy.
Someone clip it and post it in our Discord. All right. So as you're cutting through the Zirkwood Grove, when you're sort of deep within the grove, you feel a little unsettled. You can just feel the hairs on the back of your neck go up. And just, you think some of these Zirkwoods are moving.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I don't know what I was gonna do. I was
because you're a tiger, so I'm like that's what I'm like.
I know I am, and I might not be a tiger for that much longer if I think that they're moving. That makes me nervous.
I'm not smart enough to throw away my axes. I'm just gonna be like, oh, we don't mean no harm now. Everyone just stay calm. Stay calm now.
I think I'm gonna send out Bean on a reconnaissance run, if that's okay with everyone.
Go for it.
fly, Bean, and I kind of grab the bat off my shoulder and just fling it into the air. He's probably used to it by now.
All right, so Bean starts flying around, and yeah, I mean it's a thick grove, but then you definitely see that sort of on like the four cardinal points around you that 4 large zirkwood trees are like physically moving, like their roots are like moving so that they creep along the ground, and have formed like a threatening circle around you.
That's cool. I mean, it's terrifying. But that's cool.
So,
How close is the circle?
They're not right up on you, but you get the distinct impression that they are closing in on you.
is it only those 4 trees, or are those just the ones that are like very clearly moving?
So why don't you give me a perception check from your from Bean, since you've got Bean up on the aerial survey.
I'm assuming that does not count on hearing.
No. This would be their blind sight, or their sight.
Yeah. Like it is not a situation where keen hearing comes into play.
No, I don't think so.
Nah, I wouldn't think so either. That is a 18. 17 plus 1.
So the only ones that Bean can see moving are the 4.
Oh yeah.
And they're definitely sort of tightening, the
like
noose, for lack of a better
get
term.
the impression, like we cannot clearly see it, but like we kind of get the impression that
they're getting
the rest
closer and
are tight.
closer. Yeah.
What size is everyone?
Medium.
Yeah, medium.
Well, not right now.
Yeah. We the big old kitty cat might be large, but the rest of us all medium, Sherry.
Yeah, I'm large.
I would never imagine that I'd be surrounded by a bunch of trees who want to kill me, and I'm gonna pull out my quarterstaff, and I'm gonna be like, I don't like this, where this is headed.
I'm gonna turn back into my elephant self.
Yep.
Can I borrow your axe, or are you going to use that?
So don't be touching my axe now. That's all mine.
Wanted to
I
ask.
could only take one of you.
Oh no! I think I know what you're looking at.
All right. So.
Oh no.
So you shift back.
Do something.
So you
Do
shift
it,
back into your elephant form, and the Zirkwoods actually hesitate a little bit when you shift back out of your wild shape from like into your normal form.
Oh.
Oh, Miss Loha, ain't this your specialty? Don't you do your druid magics now and tell them we didn't mean no harm?
I could certainly do that. I'm hoping that my presence will be enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I'm not gonna hold on to any of like my weapons or anything. I'm gonna just sort of see if they start to back away. If I just sort of stand there and I'm kind of like looking at all 4 of them.
They definitely like hesitated and stopped getting closer.
Oh, am I gonna have to talk to him again?
I kind of scooch over to Lorhas. Go, I just want to put it out there. I have alchemist's fire.
Well, I'm not super keen on lighting anything on fire right now, so hold on to that.
Okay.
Miss Loha, why are they so upset with us? We just walking through.
So I guess I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna really slowly approach them and see how they react. I'm just gonna pick one of them, whichever one is relatively closer. With like my little paws up. Or not paws, they're hands, but I'm not a cat anymore.
Elephants have toe beans.
And I'm gonna walk up again and sort of like put my hands out to see if I can like if it'll let me touch it, and then like lean in and put my forehead on it again to try to communicate and cast speak with plants.
Okay. So like it's quivering a little bit and like moving, but it doesn't like move forward towards you. It's sort of like branches are moving a little bit. But it seems to be letting you approach.
Okay, so I'm gonna lean in and touch my forehead to the plant and sort of take a moment and say, we mean you no harm. One of your friends helped us earlier. Is there a way that we can help you now? You seem to be fearful of new people here.
And it responds and it says, "We were awakened to protect the grove."
It's a beautiful grove here. Is there something harming the grove?
Yes. Other humanoids come, and they cut us down for our flesh to use in their devices. 8 of us were awakened, only 4 remain.
I'm very sorry to hear that. Oh, that's a lot. Do you know where they went? Did you see where they went?
They come and they go from all over different places.
And
The
are they
last one we left as warning at the edge of the grove.
Oh, the dead one.
Yes, I know not what kind it is. Bigger than the one who awakened us.
Bigger than the one who awakened you. What
The
was
one
the
that
one?
the one that awakened us used to also change shape like you.
That's disturbing.
Oh, your mic's gone a little static.
Sorry. It's because I'm mumbling to myself here, like trying to figure this one out.
No, it's still it's gone like very electronic, at least for me, staticky. Did it do that for other people? Oh, so maybe it's on my end. Let me just.
Yeah, I hear her fine. I've noticed that.
Yeah,
Okay,
same
no,
for me.
it's something on my end. I'll fix it here in 1 second. I think.
This is so much fun. I'm just saying, it is. Everyone's great.
Fine. This is fine.
There we go.
Everything's
Good.
fine.
No,
Is
it
that
was
better?
it was voice meter. It's audio engine did something funny, so I just needed to restart its audio engine. It's good
Okay.
now.
Cool. Well, that person, whoever awakened you, is not with us. We are here for very different reasons. So if we can help you, I think that we would like to do that. There seems to be an upsetting of the natural order down here in northern.
Yes, we're gonna kill some fishmen.
I believe that is why the little druid awakened us was to protect this grove
Fishmen.
before
he-
he left and went back down below.
And what there's okay.
He followed the river lower.
Well, then I guess we might have to do the same. If are there more of you down below, and can you communicate with one another?
No, only the 4 of us here. I know not what may lie outside this grove.
Okay, well,
But if you mean us no harm, you may pass.
we mean you absolutely no harm, and I will be sure to tell my companions the same.
Axes make us fearful.
I will ensure that we do not brandish them in your presence.
I thank you.
Thank you.
And they sort of like shift aside, and it's almost like the grove parts a little bit along the stream to offer you sort of a clear
lovely.
path.
All right, I'm gonna sort of like nod at them and turn around and say, you may not use your axes in their presence.
Oh, I mostly just keep these axes for, well, I actually don't know why I keep them.
I've been wondering that myself, but
Well, I used to be a bit rougher around the edges, you know. I used to be a bit of a barbaric sort, but I gave that path up long ago.
been there.
Let's move on.
We have to go. They were awakened to protect. I relay all of the stuff to them.
Right. Yeah.
So beyond, if we could just keep going the way we were going down yonder, we will find the choppers and the evil ones. So we could just go there.
And kick their ass.
Yes, that.
Oh, I suppose we will. Hopefully.
All right.
I hope it's fishmen.
So as you continue
Or
winding your way further through the caverns, the sound of the river gets louder and louder until you basically come to a bit where the tunnel goes down a little bit and widens out on the bank of this underground river, which is flowing sort of southeastward through the cavern. And on the beach of the river, you can see washed up are just like masses of dead fish and like dead crustaceans, basically like all the kind of river life you would expect in this underground river system, washed up dead on the beaches and like rotting, so the stench is foul. And you can see across the river, so you can see the river is flowing, right, going southwards. The cavern roof here is about 30 feet high. All the surfaces, the stone surfaces, are covered in this like slime that also smells. It's definitely very similar to that slime you recovered from the water barrel. And on the other side of the river, you can actually see about like 30 or so fish-headed creatures of various sizes, like from small, basically like children, to like larger adults, standing there. Some of them are standing kind of watch, and you can see them maybe like pointing basically at like your light. They don't necessarily get a good look at you, but they can see the light. And other ones are just like laying down and like resting on like pallets and things like that on the shores of the river. And that is a good place for us to end session 1 of Twisted Caverns, level 4 of Dungeon of the Mad Mage. So thanks everyone for tuning in. This has been great. So happy to play with these fine people. We're going to go around and give people a chance to sign off, but just to announce, if you're used to tuning in Saturday nights for Invisible Sun, we have no Invisible Sun this week because I have other engagements. But tune in on Monday for more from DM Corey with his Dungeon of the Mad Mage run, on Wednesday with Eugenio Vargas, and next Saturday with me as we continue more Dungeon of the Mad Mage here on Variant Rolls. And Invisible Sun will return next week, so next Saturday night. And there may or may not be a Blades in the Dark game on Friday evening that Corey Hickson was trying to organize and put together. So stay tuned on Twitch, and you can find that there. If you don't already follow us on Twitch, and you do follow people, please, you can follow us. You can subscribe if you so like, or we have our Patreon linked below as well. All ways that you can help support our endeavors here. And I'm going to turn it over to people to sign off so you can remind us where you can find us. If you have anything to announce, any projects like that for people to keep an eye on, feel free to do so. And we ask people to give us what their favorite moment of the night was. So I am going to start with Allison.
Yeah. Put me on the spot, why don't you?
The dice. It was all the dice.
Yeah, no. I think my Twitter name is somewhere on screen at the moment. But
It is. Yep.
At Ali Valk on Twitter. I not super active anywhere else where I could imagine you following me. I'm not doing anything incredibly amazing. I'm in the early stages of doing my bachelor.
Cool.
Excellent.
If you care about, I don't know, queerness in video games, that's the thing I'm actually doing my bachelor on. I'll try to get better at posting about it. Might even like go wild and put some screenshots up from the game I'm making. Who knows? I don't know. I think my favorite moment was us and what's the English word? Just kind of turning that poor slot into mush.
Yeah.
It didn't even get an attack in.
No, it's fireball get counterspelled.
Yeah.
Excellent, absolutely. And I think we are all interested in your studies. So
Yes.
definitely post more on Twitter, and I think we would be all happy to read your insights there.
Yep.
Right, and Emma.
All right. Let's see. Oh man, I was also going to say the slot fight, but I will try to say something different because that was awesome. I don't know. That was such a good fight. I think I don't know if I have one particularly good moment. There were so many good like role play moments today that were like a lot of fun. I loved seeing everybody's characters and seeing what everybody came up with. And oh my God, Matt Welch is amazing.
Oh, thanks.
Sweetest turtle ever. Yeah, it was great. I mean, I really like being able to talk with plants. That was really cool. That's like a dream in my real life. So that was great.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, that was great. And otherwise, I'm at Twitter at MK Hansen. I talk about a lot of nerdy D&D stuff and other things. I complain about the weather a lot. That's it.
Excellent. Thanks. All right, Sam.
Hello. Yes. Hi. I'm Sam. Samtastic with 3 M's on Twitch. I'm a variety streamer. I'm hoping to get some D&D stuff in there because I write a lot of homebrew.
Cool.
And also want to do dice reviews because I'm a nerd. And be like, this is how this one feels balanced. Basically the Bob Ross of that. And then Samtastic on Twitter as well. I yell a lot about a lot of things. My favorite moment of the session, probably watching Emma flirt with that first tree. It was probably my favorite. I was like, what's going on with this tree? Yeah, and also counterspell because I forgot I had that.
Excellent. Perfect. Yes, no, that counterspell was clutch. Perfect. And Matthew.
I am Matthew Foreman at Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter, where you can see me post about being really gay and doing crime. That's pretty much that's all I have left now is being gay, so it's fine. I also have this thing where I'm on Twitch TV Dice Priority where I DM and do content, but none of that matters. I'm just really gay now. So tonight's favorite moment was I like that Theodora / Allison got the ball rolling by just rushing towards the giant voices. I enjoyed getting the ball rolling. That was really great. And yeah, I just really had a lot of fun. So thanks for being good sports, and Dan, thank you for running.
No problem. So yes, thank you folks for being fantastic, because of course the sessions are always dependent on the players buying into my bull and going along with my weird shenanigans. And you've all been fantastic, and I thoroughly enjoyed playing with you. And I think a little moment that I really enjoyed was Theodora constantly raising her hand to ask questions.
Oh, sweet.
That was great.
God. That's a good
I loved
bit.
it. I loved it.
So fun fact, that started out as me just kind of doing it like
I figured.
and then it just became like without thinking, and then it became a character trait.
Yeah.
That's so
Amazing.
good.
Amazing.
Same with Bliss being sarcastic, blasé mom.
That's right.
It's
I
perfect.
did not start that way, but here we are.
Yeah.
Dynamics.
Sometimes characters just they just unfold.
Right.
True.
All right. So yes, thank you everyone so much for tuning in, and we will see everybody on Monday. So see you next time. Bye.
Bye.